Hello and welcome back to Silent Film Fridays, where the films are silent but the hosts are not. I'm your host as always, Alex, and as always, I'm joined by Dr. Tiffany Knoll.
Greetings. I am a professor with the Department of Popular Culture at Bowling Green State University. But, Al, I think you call me something else.
Yeah, I typically just call you Mom. Also, hey Kat, how's it going?
Cat.
Hi, Dr. Alex's mom. Yeah.
I gotta say, that hasn't gotten old yet, and I don't anticipate that it's going to.
Oh, I love it. I sure hope it doesn't get old.
Nah. Not likely.
Oh, I forgot I had the mates actually pulled up on my computer, so they've been going on in the background. Okay, that's taken care of. It was probably inaudible in the first place. Anyway.
Looks like we have a few folks in the house. Hello, humans. If you do, in fact, identify as human.
Yeah.
There might be aliens. I mean, there was that congressional hearing that said, hey, yo, aliens are real. And everybody was just like, yeah, I'd like to just eat, have a place to live.
Oh, cool. That's news, I guess.
Did you miss that somehow?
UBI, please. I did actually. I miss a lot of things.
That's okay.
Like, I missed the recent leprosy outbreak in Florida.
The what? Oh, the leprosy outbreak.
Yeah. Yep. It's Florida. My tea's done.
I don't know about you, but it just really feels like there's a whole bunch of catastrophes, like historical catastrophes, that have chosen this particular moment in time to recur.
Yeah, well, it's almost like history is cyclical or something.
It does tend to rhyme, yes.
Yeah. That's a better way of putting it.
What, that it rhymes?
Yeah. Because it doesn't necessarily repeat.
Aaron, that's just mean. May you live in interesting times indeed.
Rude. We sure do.
All right, everybody. Well, tonight we are going to be looking at a piece of pre-Soviet Revolution or Russian Revolution animation, and this might actually be a repeat. Al doesn't remember watching it, but I'm pretty sure we have.
I don't believe we have.
And okay, also, Al, check the chat. It looks like Fiendy's having an issue.
Hey, I seem to be stuck in permanent ads loop. It's showing me the same commercial over and over and over. Refresh your page.
So as I was saying, we've got an example of pre-revolution animation, which may be a repeat, but it's still a great one. We have an example of post-revolution animation brought to you by somebody who is usually far more known as a documentarian than as an animator, although I'll take both. This is Soviet Toys by Ziga Vertov. Oh, and Fiendy just got a new commercial. You might want to check on that, Al.
I did actually turn that off, I promise.
Oh, I believe you, dear.
I will double check,
So in addition to these two animated pieces, we also have Sergei Eisenstein's Battleship Potemkin from 1925. Frankly, I'm looking forward to the history of all of it, but first, let's get started with some weird bugs. So, you want to hit it, Alex?
Yep, let's go.
All right. Yeah, be warned, if you squick with insects, you might not be terribly happy right now, but if you can look past that...
Yep, ads are off.
Good. keep those ads off for this, at least.
That is the plan.
Vladislav Starovich started pretty much the animation field in Russia with his first piece that came out in 1910. It was called Lucana's Service.
Oh,
thank
wait, we don't
goodness,
have a
Phoebe,
body
I'm
count
so
right
glad.
yet. Right now. Ah,
No,
good.
no, there is no body count for this.
Oh,
I mean,
whoops.
there's a fight count, but no body count.
Fair.
All right.
Yeah, I
So
remember
while this
watching this at one point in my life. Not on this.
You probably watched it while you were still at home.
Yes. Yes, I did.
All right. So this is the well-known story of husband goes on business trip, husband gets distracted by pretty dancer in a club, punches the guy the male individual, since they're all insects, who was also interested in the ladybug. Not a ladybug, just a dancer there.
Ah.
And this is the point at which you basically get the memo, don't ever piss off a creative. Because chances are excellent that if you're a chuckle nuts about something, you're going to end up A, in an author's work, or B, being filmed.
Yeah, you know.
So we've got Dancing Frog Guy. Apparently, those high kicks are considered a big deal.
Hey, it's impressive work.
You know what? Honestly, I don't think my legs kick that high anymore.
Yeah. Mine certainly
Okay,
don't.
Dragonfly. Dragonfly lady. Now, granted, she is dancing up on her toes, or her tail, but I am fairly certain that if her legs were properly long, there would be some can-can going on here, because that was one of the popular forms of dance in men's clubs at the time that this was made. I realize you're probably thinking, but why is the can-can such a big deal? Well, it is. Go
I'm
ahead,
not
Alex.
really wondering why that one's a big deal. Just saying.
Do you know why it was a big deal?
I mean, you're kicking those legs up high for a reason, right?
Yeah, to show off the fact that you're wearing split bloomers,
Yeah.
as in crotchless bloomers.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Sharon Stone might have brought the idea into the modern era with Basic Instinct, but believe me when I say, yeah, big deal. Yeah, those split drawers. I understand they're comfy, though. Okay, and now that they have found a no-tell motel, Camera Dude has decided time to do a little bit of additional investigation.
Okay.
This is also taking advantage of the cinematograph that was developed by the Lumiere brothers, which was highly mobile, as opposed to Edison's idea where he had a stationary camera in a singular studio.
Yeah.
So yeah, being able to just throw it on your bike and just take off, totally normal.
Yep.
Oh no, there's the motel, or the no-tell motel. My apologies.
Hotel.
Hotel of Love.
Uh-huh.
Oh my goodness.
Hotel de More.
So, unlike in the US, where animation studios went for more creative narrative animation, European animators most often used animation for advertising and propaganda. And we see this in France, in Italy, we see it in England, and post-Soviet Revolution, we'll see it in Russia as well. Okay, are they aware that they are species incompatible?
I
I
highly
mean, I
doubt
realize
it.
this is 1912, but still.
I mean,
Okay, Honestly,
It's okay.
creeper's gonna creep.
Yeah.
There you go.
I play too much Minecraft.
Oh.
Oof. Sexy bug times.
Yeah, those times, they sure be sexy, I suppose. So where you've got pre-Russian Revolution animators like Vladislav Starovich, who
Miss
gave us
Beetle
this one.
is also restless.
Her
Salsa.
friend is an artist. Yes. The style of animation was rapidly turned to serve the Soviet point of view in whatever way it could be deployed. For some instances, it was propaganda. For some, it was advertisements. For others, it was, let's teach these newly Soviet people, and by the way, Soviet means collective. Let's teach these newly Soviet people what it is to be a new Soviet human. I believe they actually said new Soviet man. Ah, yes, there it is.
Oh,
new
that's
Soviet
not distressing.
citizen. There it is.
Oh,
There
okay.
we go.
Citizen is better.
Yeah, a bit.
The collective union.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so there is the artist who's just getting a memo saying, hey, come on over. Yep, that would be it.
Because it is the USSR.
Go ahead.
It is the USSR, after all.
Yes. Now, there is a cartoon that I've shown in my global animation courses called, and I'm not even kidding here, Samoyed Boy.
Samoyed
From
boy.
Yeah.
What does that mean?
It's in this case, it is a
I'm just unfamiliar
pejorative
with the word.
Okay, it's a pejorative term used to describe the Inuit and other indigenous peoples living in Siberia, which by that point, by 1928, was part of the Union of the Soviet Socialist Republic.
Dude,
So if
not
you're
cool.
curious about this, there's the cartoon. Now, the one thing I will say about this is, to modern eyes, it's going to look racist. Because the film openly ridicules the beliefs of this boy's indigenous people. And as a result, he ends up giving up his family to become part of the larger Soviet family.
Yikes.
Yeah, that's a movie that has some interesting cultural baggage.
Yeah, no kidding.
Uh-oh, looks like Duder
Mr.
is
Beetle is
now
home.
Yes, he is. And they're canoodling. And yes, that is the technical term in this instance.
I see.
I'm teasing. I swear, I think the artist has the best exit of anybody in this cartoon.
Yeah,
He just straight
whoa.
up crawled into the fireplace. Oh, welcome home, honey. Okay, so
Whose
he gets
hat is
upset
this?
about the hat.
And whose painting is this?
And domestic violence ensues. Okay, and now he's wearing the painting. Honestly, love that for him.
Yeah.
And okay. The artist
Gotta
is
make a
really
quick
trying to
escape.
make a getaway there.
Yeah.
God bless.
Oof. That's quite the tumble, though.
And it's beat down time. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, what else are you going to do in a situation like that? I guess. If you're so inclined.
I mean, he's just pretty mad. Who knows how rationally he's thinking?
Probably not very.
Yeah. Body count? Nah. We don't have a body count.
No body count yet. Now, if we had a fight counter, absolutely.
Yeah.
But not a body count. Brutal bug-on-bug violence.
Yeah.
He is generous. He forgives his wife. Excuse me, hypocrite there.
Yeah.
So let's all go to the movies and have ourselves a fight.
I mean, sticking it out is the right thing to do, right?
Potentially?
No. No, I'm getting away from that guy is the best move there. Just, Yikes. Yakarino. Let's all go to the lobby and have ourselves a drink. Yeah.
That's what I was after.
Reggie.
Correct, Jen.
Rut-row. There we go.
Rut-row, Reggie.
Mm-hmm.
Is she a 12 grub wife?
Oh, God.
Mahana, you ugly. Get down from that tree.
Jeez.
If we could get away with it, we could do a special showing of Johnny Lingo.
I don't think we could get away with that one.
Yeah, we might be able to. We'd have to check copyright and all that.
Maybe? I thought that was in color, though.
Okay. Oh!
Yes, we have
it is,
color.
but we can check on it.
Yeah.
Okay, I really do love that is the second screen/flat item that the husband has gone through.
I mean, it's a pretty impressive trick.
Oh, yeah. Now, I will say that every single one of these bugs was taxidermied.
Of course.
So we cannot say no bugs were harmed in the making of this film. But one of the things that I really do love about it is that, yes, they have... maybe. All right. And now it's jail time.
Yeah.
Okay.
The end. All right.
So that's pre-Russian Revolution. What we're about to watch is a post-Russian Revolution piece called Soviet Toys. This one is the biggest middle finger to capitalism that I think the USSR could really assemble circa 1924.
Yeah.
And believe me when I say, they came out swinging. Okay, so we've got an example of all of the folks that are considered good Soviets. And for some reason, there's an ambulatory table.
Hey, it's doing its thing.
Yeah, but I'd really rather... okay. You know what? It seems to me like Beauty and the Beast called. I want them to start singing Be Our Guest. Okay. Some big silverware.
Yeah.
Well, I guess if you're going to be eating an entire pig all at once. Okay, in case you haven't caught it yet, this is a piece of propaganda.
Yeah.
And not only is it a piece of propaganda, that there is the capitalist.
In case it was not clear.
Yes, correct. Did he just absorb those into his body?
Sure seems that way.
Whoa, okay. I've seen that happen when I was pregnant.
Yeah.
Oh, And now it's... Please...
Okay, Kirby, slow down.
Going. Oh, heck, he's drinking. How does gravity work?
Gravity does what it wants in this universe.
No kidding.
Newton? Who's she?
Never heard of him. Yeah, he did just call for women.
Women, wine, and song. Wow. Cartoon physics. Exactly.
The name... Oh, look, there's the can for
can.
you. I knew it was in one of these. So the name Ziga Vertov is apparently a play on the Ukrainian words for spinning top.
Obviously.
And it was a pseudonym used by David Abelevich Kaufman. He came from a family of cinematographers, so by the time he ended up becoming a full-throated supporter of the revolution, he was pretty... Yeah, oh, yikes. He was pretty much on board with all of this, and that it meant using his filmmaking skills.
What?
Whoa, no.
What?
Oh, no. That was not okay.
Oop. That's not how that works.
Off. What is going on here? Is he going to barf something up?
Train.
Of course. Oh, by the way, when you say you're going off to the Baltics, that is usually the Baltic region, which is where you've got some really nice seaside resorts. Okay. And here we have a good Soviet, or member of the Soviet. Okay, Captain Hammer, that is the very same thing I thought. Oof. I was half afraid he was going to use a bolt gun to put the fat guy down.
Oof. No, he's got a hammer. It's fine. It's much more humane.
Okay, so the church and capitalism are apparently good buddies. That's how it works in America. All right, so as I was saying, as far as Vertov goes, in 1914, Vertov moved to Moscow. Oh, there's a fight there. Anyway, moved to Moscow where he joined the film committee of the People's Commissariat of Public Education. And he became the editor of the first Soviet newsreel program, Kinoe Nedelya, or Film Week.
Oh, they're still fighting. Never mind.
Vertov was also active in the 1920s, producing what was known as Kino Pravda, or Cine Truth, for the Soviet newspaper Pravda. While he was working on Kino Pravda, he also managed to start incorporating stop-motion animation. And as a result, we end up tipping into this territory where apparently they just do surgery with scissors on the street right there.
You know. I don't know what he was trying to do there. Exactly.
That was no grape.
They did surgery on a grape.
Definitely not a grape. Remember, too, that at this point, the Soviet Union was very skeptical about religion. Oh, snap. So taxes are the way to bleed the capitalist dry? I wish we got a few more intertitles here. It's a little thin on that.
Yeah.
Okay. Pretty sure the guy who just walked up is a farmer.
Yeah, he's got a sickle.
That's what I thought. So far we have a worker and a farmer. The church is no help. Oh, that's grand. I didn't realize that in this
Cartoon
case,
physics.
Soviet actually meant conjoined twins?
Well, it is a union.
Oh, snap!
Hey, be careful, there's someone in there.
Okay, so what that really means is dude just became a piñata.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
He's a capitalist piñata. That looks like a child size?
He's the police.
I'm sorry, but I'm half expecting him to eat that child.
Fair.
If that is, in fact, what that is.
I couldn't say for sure, actually, at this point.
Wow. Worried if there's going to be an execution just about to happen.
I'm honestly getting nesting doll vibes. Whoa, what?
What? Oh, film advertisement. Basically saying, hey, look at the power of the media. Is anybody else getting Russian nesting doll vibes?
Yes, I
Or is
actually
this
just
a
said
curtain
that.
call? What even? I'm sorry that I missed that you said Russian nesting dolls earlier.
Yeah, no worries.
And I'll form the head.
There sure seems to be a lot of that going around.
Kidding. Oh, hey,
Damn.
they put him on a leash. Oh, that's not a leash. Oh, no.
Oh.
Okay, so she didn't get hung at least? Oh, God.
Guys.
Oh, wow.
Well, you
And
did
now
say
it's a
this was
Christmas
propaganda.
tree. Oh, my God. Is it ever?
Make a Soviet activate.
Holy smokes. And there's
Wow.
your, hey, Jonathan. The Captain Comrade. Oh my gosh. Okay. That turned and smiled at us. I am faintly concerned.
I'm... And we're done. Ah, wow.
That was a ride. I
That
haven't
was...
seen that for a minute.
Oof. Hey Bartholomew, how's it going? Or Bartholomew? J.
Yes,
Bartholomew.
Oh! Alrighty. Well, with that out there,
Yeah.
let's go ahead and go to our main feature, which was actually introduced just the year after Soviet toys. Brings us to Sergei Eisenstein's Battleship Potemkin.
Oh, cool.
Okay, so this appears to be a 1976 re-release. So here's hoping we're going to be okay.
I mean,
if necessary,
worst case scenario,
Alex,
that's what the Patreon is for.
You betcha.
It's, you know, in case we screw up bad enough.
All right, so with this, yes, there are English subtitles. So we at least have that in our back pocket. Now, just a couple of other things about animation. Soviet animated films of the 1920s were mostly entertaining, but always included a political or social message. Because as far as the Soviet government was concerned, quote, the Soviet state placed children's affairs at the heart of its political legitimacy, emphasizing that children were treated with greater care there than they were anywhere else in the world.
Yeah, because if you don't appeal to the kids, then what are you appealing to?
The Simpsons had it right. Children, children.
Yeah, they rule the world, or something along those lines.
They were future. But
ah, there we go.
All right. So regarding Battleship Potemkin, this is the actual story of a revolt that happened in 1905. It was the events that they're talking about here actually did occur, and they tried to, when Eisenstein was making this, he tried very hard not to feature any single person, rather depicting the sailors as a collective. If there are individuals, then what you're really dealing with are going to be the those who were in charge on this particular ship.
Fair enough.
Alrighty. Well, let me go ahead and give you a little bit of a preview here. So, according to Roger Ebert, writing in 1998, this movie was ordered up by the Russian revolutionary leadership, or the Bolsheviks in this case, for the 20th anniversary of the Potemkin uprising. And apparently that event was the event that convinced Lenin that there was that the possibility of recruiting the troops as part of the proletariat was possible. Because what that meant is if they've got the military in their back pocket, well, it's not going to be too hard to overthrow the Tsar's government.
Yeah, I mean, if you get the military on your side, everything else falls into place.
That's usually what's said.
Insulting.
So, again, coming from Roger Ebert, the crew members of the battleship, which have been cruising the Black Sea after returning from the Russo-Japanese War, which, by the way, did not go well.
Yeah. Japanese totally kicked the Russians' butt.
Well, it's funny, but when you try to go with, hey, let's extend our supply lines as far as possible, yeah, things are going to go sideways.
Yeah.
Anyway, the crew are going all mutinous because they're not being well fed. There's a line that an army travels on its stomach. Well, I think the same thing could be said of the Navy, although in this case...
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean...
Okay, so...
Go
ahead, Al.
Without fed soldiers, then what soldiers?
Yeah.
Really?
All right, I will give everybody an ick alert because we're about to have one.
Yeah, if we screwed up the last one.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just trying to make sure everybody's aware of what's going on.
Yeah, I think we gotta preview these a bit better.
All right. So these officers that you're seeing, as opposed to the average sailors, the officers are the villains here. They are very clearly classed as being supportive of the government. And as a result, well, you gotta have a villain. The thing about propaganda,
they're the guys in charge.
Go ahead, Al. Exactly. And the thing about propaganda like this is that you very definitely need to set up an us versus them binary.
Yeah.
Okay, when they say rotten grub, they're not kidding. Apparently that meat has a little extra protein, if you catch what I'm saying.
Nah, it's just a fun guy.
No, it's not a fun guy at all. Fun guy doesn't slither like that.
Oh. A little extra protein. I get you now.
Yeah. The meat could crawl overboard on its own. That is a heck of a line. Oh, there it is. Sorry, everybody. But, yeah. There's some extra passengers on that boat.
Oh, these are not worms? I see.
No.
What are they? They are only maggots.
They are only maggots.
Wash them out with brine.
Exactly, Jonathan. That's what I was trying to warn everybody about.
There it is.
Russian POWs in Japan are fed better.
We've had enough rotten meat. Oh, it's not worms. Yeah, that's fine then. Yeah, exactly. It's fine, everybody.
Nothing to see here.
Yeah, chill.
Move along. It's good
nice
meat.
lighting.
No discussion. Okay, honestly, if he's so jazzed about it, he just needs to eat it himself.
Yeah.
And I'm fairly certain that's what the soldiers are, or excuse me, what the sailors are saying here.
The captain and the first mate.
Captain and first meat? What?
First mate.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, senior officer. Gotcha.
Cool.
You know, you could just... Oh, Jonathan, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
Okay.
We just want a little something different, you know?
You know, if you
Hardtack?
just boil it, those guys will all float to the top, and you can just skim them off.
Ah, there you go.
You know how I learned about that particular trick?
How?
Civil War reenactors.
Gotcha.
And the research that went into that.
Hey, the more you know.
Yeah, that's not a rainbow sort of thing. Okay,
I mean,
so
it's
now
still
we're
not going
cleaning
to taste
out the-
great, but
I'm sorry, what was that?
it probably still wouldn't taste too good.
No. No, it would not. Okay, ew.
There's,
I am not happy with that. Oh, that's exactly what they're doing. The boil trick.
Yeah. boil them, mash them, stick them in the stew.
I would say rub-a-dub-dub, thanks for the grub, yay God, but I don't think that's what's going on here.
It's eating time.
Doesn't love a chow line.
Boiling the soup. So we're just getting maggot meat stew.
Exactly.
I
mean, there's absolutely nothing
broth.
that could go wrong with that.
Yes. It's fine. We'll just boil the same rat as yesterday. It's fine.
I'm sorry, did you just say we're just going to boil the same rat as yesterday?
Yeah.
Oh, guys. Okay, is it supposed to be coffee? So just so we are abundantly clear, friendly reminder, this actually happened. Okay. This is a presentation of that, but yeah. The mutiny was real.
Yeah.
It's like the idea of
you gotta admit, that's not a bad idea as far as being able to store things. Just use a pulley system to bring a table down and then put it back up again.
Yeah.
Love that.
That is pretty good.
The ship stores. Okay, cool. This is where you get your rations. I couldn't tell who was looking sketchier there.
There's definitely something going on.
Sailors refuse to eat the soup. I can't imagine why.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah.
There's more than one!
Yeah, there is more than one.
There's three, Ellie!
There's at least two unpleasant human beings there.
Yeah.
All right. So as far as this goes, Sergei Eisenstein was a student at, excuse me, was a student at the State Institute of Cinematography. Mm-hmm. Much like the Weimar Republic before it, the Soviet Union chose to centralize a bunch of industries, and one of them was the film industry. So within that, you end up with an organization called Narkompros, or let's see, the People's Commissariat for Education. Once it became really clear that cinema was going to be the medium of the future, the Soviet Union's leadership really, really leaned into the development of it, not only from a filmmaking perspective, but also from a film studies perspective. In fact, the State Institute of Cinematography is known as the world's first film school.
Okay.
And that's well and good, except for one little, give us this day our daily bread, I betcha.
Yeah.
So one of the big problems and one of the influences as far as establishing the State Institute of Cinematography was the fact that there was no raw film stock to be had in the Soviet Union for probably a good 5 to 8 years after the revolution.
Mm-hmm.
There were embargoes. There were shortages of all sorts, and raw film stock was one of those things that everybody was short on. So if you can't make your own films, but you're still importing films, well, there's only one thing to do. You don't just pick it apart through analysis. In a lot of cases, you literally pick the films apart in that you cut the negative and cut and paste it so that you're able to get a different sort of meaning out of the film that's there.
Oh.
The idea behind it is putting two juxtaposed images together to create an unrelated third meaning. And yes, that was pioneered by Lev Kuleshov, the discoverer of the Kuleshov effect, wherein you make meaning through editing. Eisenstein was one of his students, and in addition to the Kuleshov effect, there were also a couple of other ideas, creative geography, where you can move from one space to another through editing. And thanks to PBS Digital Studios Crash Course, I have a really solid example for that. You know how in Doctor Who, you go from the exterior of the TARDIS to the interior of the TARDIS, and you don't question it?
Yeah.
Because it looks like one continuous... We interpret it as one continuous thing.
I mean, yeah, the characters are moving from one space to another.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's creative geography. There's a third thing, though, called discontinuity editing, where the artist is seen as just another engineer.
Oh.
They are assembling a narrative or a message. And in this case, it looks like the message is a threat.
Yeah.
So, combining these three ideas, and I'm sure several others, we end up with what is known as Soviet montage. There are at least 5 identified types of montage: intellectual, tonal, metric, rhythmic, and overtonal. And I'm not really going to get into defining them other than just simply saying, hello, they exist.
Fair enough.
If you are interested in learning more about the particulars of montage, I suggest either PBS's Crash Course, which is available on YouTube, or just take a class from me.
I mean, yeah, that is an option.
Not for everybody, but,
Yeah.
every now and again. All right. As far as the type of montage that's being used here, intellectual, wherein you have 2 images that are edited together. Oh, hey, that's great, Kat. Could you drop a link to that? Thank you. So, as I was saying...
Yeah. Continue.
Intellectual montage is absolutely one of the things that he's using here, because it is 2 images that help to, or images being put together to help create an idea. Others, like tonal, look for similarities in emotion. Metric, it's let's put in edits every few minutes or whatever, however they've decided to edit it. Rhythmic is entirely based on the rhythm of a scene. So if you have a scene like this, where all of a sudden there's about to be a firing squad, there's anticipation building.
Yeah.
And that's one of the things that rhythmic can do. As far as overtonal, if I'm remembering correctly... Correct. If I'm remembering correctly, overtonal, or at least an example of overtonal, can be seen in, I want to say, The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. during one of the final scenes. So when it came to our director, stay back, scums, this entrance isn't for you.
That's what he said.
Our guy, Sergei Eisenstein, started out as a true Soviet believer.
Mm-hmm.
So he was born in Latvia, and his prosperous middle-class Russian family really wanted to see him continue in the family tradition, which was go be a civil engineer. Okay, hold up. He's twisting his mustache. If that doesn't tell you that he's meant to be a villain, I don't know what does.
I mean, all good bad guys twirl their mustaches evilly.
Apparently so. Also, why are they covering them?
So that it's going to be easier to throw them overboard afterward.
Oh, I hate that.
Most likely. That's just a guess.
Ooh.
Sure ain't for mercy. Knowing this guy.
No. So our guy Eisenstein had this fascination with and aptitude for the arts, but he ended up starting engineering school to satisfy his family. However, there was this revolution that was just getting up off the ground.
Maybe it is for
by
mercy.
1917, Tsar Nicholas was in a position where he had to abdicate.
Mm-hmm.
He had so thoroughly pissed off not only his military, but also his people, that potentially the smartest thing to do was to abdicate. Now, he would be executed anyway, but that I am quite sure is a story for another time. Anyway, so in 1918, a civil war broke out in Russia, and you ended up with the Red Army on one side and the White Russians on the other side.
I mean, yeah, that is also a good point, Fiendy. These are their, at this point, ex-crewmates. We absolutely should have a body count.
So we end up with Eisenstein the Younger on the side of the Red Army, and his own father has enlisted with the White Russians, who are the counter-revolutionary force. And, well, history tells us who wins.
Let's begin by saying we're going to need ice for the next couple of words.
Yeah, the Red Army didn't seem to think so, Kat.
I'm ready for it.
They're you bastards, huh? How long do you think it's going to take for the Admiral there to be pitched over the...
Yeah, that's what I'm starting to think is going to happen.
Hey, Kat, what's the difference between a White Russian and a Green Russian? I mean, aside from a coat of paint.
Good question. The alcohol. I see.
Well, yes. What type of alcohol is used in a Green Russian? Because that sounds like absinthe to me.
White is vodka,
I was
green
right.
is absinthe. Gotcha.
Eisenstein was later quoted as saying, "If it had not been for the revolution, I should never have broken with the tradition, passed down from father to son, of becoming an engineer. The germ was there, but only the revolution gave me the freedom to take my fate into my own hands. And mutiny ahoy!
Yeah, I don't think anywhere on the ship is safe for you, Admiral.
No. Okay. No. You need to be wearing shoes, my dude. Oh my goodness, they're bundling him up in the tarp.
Yeah.
Well, I guess if you're going to overthrow something, I mean, that would be the way to do it. Okay.
Yeah, that's not going to do much.
What is he hoping for here? For the fear god. Oh, so we're talking Old Testament then. That's absolutely the fear god. Get out of here, priest.
Yeah. Well, you know. Old Testament God is having a time.
So. What are you thinking watching this for the first time, Alex?
They'll figure it out eventually.
I mean, everything so far tracks, like, actions-wise.
Oh, that was rude. Why are you standing on the piano? That alone tells me that you should just be pitched overboard.
I see. Fair.
Bad enough
Oh.
the cat's walking, you know.
You're going up is a bad idea.
Yeah.
Promise.
You see, the other thing that the officers seem to have forgotten is that there are more not officers than there are officers.
Yeah. Oh. Got one. Did I miss any?
Oh, that's two. You might want to, put like an officer count or something. You know what, Fiendy? You are absolutely right.
I have.
That is one of the things that often gets forgotten.
Although, we can change it too. Sorry,
Okay,
dude.
they're going to wrap him up in rope?
I mean, this is the captain we're talking about.
Is he just playing dead? Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right, buddy. You play dead.
If you were in this situation, would you?
I totally think it.
Yeah.
Would I play dead?
Yeah, would you play dead?
Quite possibly. Oh, there's the third one.
Yep.
Update the officer count. He's gone to feed the fish. Oh, that was thoughtful.
Yeah.
Oh, that was the doctor.
We've won,
Okay.
mates.
Okay, honestly, Fiendy, same.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
The
fair.
mutineers have done things. Uh-oh. Looks like we've got another officer.
Yeah. I knew we weren't done. I mean, it's definitely going to prolong your life, but you will eventually kick it, because you were on the wrong side. That's the thing.
Oh my goodness, I saw two officers. Oh, he's about to die.
No, that is... That is... He was shot in the back of the head. How he is...
You kill it before it stands up.
He's strong.
Maybe he's just, pining.
Maybe.
Ellie goes. God, meat also twice as great.
Viet Strong, you are not wrong, Jen.
Why are they trying to save this guy?
Because he's their leader.
Ah,
He's the one who inspired. Oh, there he goes.
yep.
He's the one who inspired the soldiers to fight back.
Gotcha. I will admit, this film has been a little bit hard to follow. Next week's SFF coming at you from the new apartment, probably. Yeah,
Be great.
maybe. Most likely.
All right, he who was first to call us fell at the hands of a butcher. And we're steaming, and we're steaming.
I mean, we're headed to port.
Jen, why do you say it's not very well put together?
A lot like what with the uniforms and the other thing.
Okay. I would say it's very different from what we have in the modern era as far as editing.
There have been some confusing choices. Like, it's overall been pretty good, but
Okay.
it's kind of
Can see
erratic.
that.
Yeah, that's fair. That's a good way to put it.
Well, going back to Roger Ebert here, killed for a Play-Doh soup. Yikes. He describes the battleship Potemkin as conceived as class-conscious revolutionary propaganda. And Eisenstein has deliberately avoided creating any three-dimensional individuals. He's really looking for archetypes and symbols in this. And there seems to be a whole lot of emphasis on the masses. First, all of the sailors. Second, the group, that we are just about to meet.
Oops. That's kind of, yeah, that's kind of.
Okay, Jen, this might help as something to follow along with while you're watching. It gives a fairly compact synopsis. I can see that. Okay, you gotta admit that was a beautiful shot, just over the water like that.
Yeah.
So lovely.
Really showing off the camera.
You know, there's so much movement here. Also, this was shot on location in Odessa. All of the stuff that's going on. Yeah. So additionally, you've got the rumor spreading from the pier.
Yeah.
So additionally, once we get into what is known as the Odessa step sequence, you need to keep in mind that the people who are in this shot are all locals. There's about 300 of them. And they're not professionals.
Mm-hmm.
I can only imagine the chaos of filming that.
Yeah.
She just put the candle out?
I don't know. I think she relit it.
Guess not. Oh, okay. And this, friends, is how the good folks of Odessa find out about the mutiny. See, these folks are also potentially inclined toward a mutiny because they haven't been doing so hot either under Tsarist rule.
Understandable.
Oh, that fade in with all the people on the steps.
Yeah.
That was very cool. All right, word's getting out about the revolt. An uprising. An uprising.
We're going, guys. The time has come. Life is unsustainable.
It is time for change.
Time to yeet your chains. Exactly.
Okay. That's wonderful.
He's getting a paycheck.
He's dead. What is he going to do with the paycheck?
Hey, a lot of dead people have gone on and done famous things.
I hate that you're right. I really, really hate that you're right.
Hey, I was just quoting Red Dwarf.
Yep, never let being dead get in the way of accomplishing anything.
Exactly.
Oh, okay, Jen, that's a good point. Might have family that is going to get that collection.
Yeah, that is a good point.
All I can think is it would have been a nightmare corralling all of these people.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. We've got somebody calling for a revolution. I wonder if the sign just says killed for a plate of soup.
That's what... I think that's the implication.
I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah. I'm sure we could better say if we could actually read Russian.
Yeah, it'd be great if I could read Russian, but... Actually, you know something? I was going through Grandpa's books, and I found a Berlitz Teach Yourself Russian book. And I'm fairly certain I know why.
Yeah?
Your grandfather was in the U.S. Army in the 70s and 80s. While the Cold War was still on.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. When this was made, keep in mind that not only had the Russian Revolution already happened. You know what, Jonathan, you were absolutely right. That's a good point. And they'd already had the Civil War that had happened too. So there was a lot of combat. Oh, also the Russian involvement in World War I. There was a lot of combat still in living memory for a lot of people.
Yeah.
First comes sorrow, then comes rage.
Down with the butchers, they say. Look at those clenched fists. They're mad now.
Well, this is another good example of montage.
Yeah.
Because it's through the editing that you're able to start really getting the sense that, yeah, there's about to be a revolt. Seeing those hands clenched in isolation wouldn't mean a whole lot. But when you pair it with these other images, and specifically the woman who is apparently stirring up the crowd, that's what montage can do. Snap. Whoa. Okay, he said that, and then all of a sudden everybody whipped around. Okay, anybody else think that he's about to get his butt kicked? Oh, worse than that. I don't think he's getting up from that.
Yeah, well, yeah, you know. Down with the oppressors.
Oh, he real dead. Which is...
yeah, I do need to update.
There's just one problem there. Stalin, the leader who would take over after Vladimir Lenin.
Reused footage.
Hey, you make use of what you got.
Yeah.
Anyway, Stalin was known for trying to purge Jews from Russia.
Rude.
Through a program known as pogroms, where Stalin would roll folks into a Jewish settlement and either haul them off and imprison them elsewhere, or would just straight up kill them.
Again, rude.
Very.
Some might even say war crime.
Yeah, Stalin was known for that.
Yep.
The folks of Odessa, A, have caught the revolutionary spirit, and B, are willing to share it and spread it to other ships.
Sweet.
But this is where Eisenstein turns this into a major piece of propaganda. And in this instance, I'm going to have to go with the crash course definition of propaganda mixed in with my own, which is propaganda is a biased or potentially misleading piece of information that is presented to people to persuade them, usually based on an emotional appeal.
Well.
So what you're seeing now, where you've got the people of Odessa mobilizing to help feed the people, the folks on the Potemkin, you've already got a whole lot of anti-Tsarist feeling. Yeah. So what is one, if you'll pardon this, what is one surefire way to be certain that you're going to be able to get the townspeople to be unequivocally supportive? You're going to show the Tsar's forces as a threat. Take a look at that imagery, though.
That's pretty.
With the sails, with the white sails going out across the water like that. The flotilla is, okay, white flags often just mean peace, right?
Right.
So you've got a group of folks who are potentially being read as peaceful going out there to help take care of the Potemkin folk.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a beautiful shot. Holy cow.
Dang.
1925, everybody. Oh, and by the way, in case anybody's wondering why we're doing Soviet Night here on Silent Film Fridays, Alex was talking about the fact that Hollywood, so far, has received a whole lot of attention.
Oh, yeah.
And there was a push to try to find something that maybe wasn't coming out of California.
Mm-hmm.
So here we are.
I mean, we've gone as far east as Germany so far. Up until tonight.
Yes. Okay, what I would really love to know there is how on earth did they synchronize the dropping of those sails?
Good question. The world may never know.
Okay, Mr. Owl, thank you.
I mean, it's just such a useful line. I'm a fan of exploring the world through silent film. Hell yeah.
Jen,
Let's do it.
That is the whole point of what we are doing here.
Yeah.
Also, for those of you who've joined us tonight, thank you for joining. Thank you for participating. Oh, look, they have a pet pig. I bet it's
nope.
called Pork Chop.
Yep.
So yes, for those of you who joined us tonight, thank you. I absolutely love the interaction that I get to have with folks that I might not otherwise be able to share this kind of an experience with. So thanks for being here.
Okay.
Hey there.
Hello, sir.
We've got a double amputee that's
Yeah, you know, he's
just
vibing.
slid right into frame.
Yeah.
Interesting. Hey, Sage Hill. It's good to have you here for no matter what portion of this we've got you for.
Suddenly.
Wow.
Impressive.
That is, and everybody get out of the way because this is what is known as the Odessa Steps sequence. According to the narrative here, Tsarist forces attacked the people of Odessa while they were fleeing and just not only caused a stampede, but also killed as many of them as they possibly could.
Oof.
The reason that this is such a big deal is because
sorry, I need to check the time.
the number of people.
I'll be right back, excuse me.
I'm sorry, what was it? Okay. So A, it's not only the number of people, but B, it's the fact that some of the images that are intercut are horrifying. Now, just so we're clear, this event did not happen. There were no Tsarist forces attacking. However, for something like this, sometimes the truth doesn't really matter as much. Apparently, the Tsarist troops shot innocent civilians elsewhere in Odessa, but Eisenstein staged it here at the stairs because of its potential for dramatic impact. How do you show that an opponent is vicious? Show them killing children. Women and children are usually the primary targets if you want to show an opponent is truly evil. Mm-hmm. All right. This also, where you have a woman carrying her dead child up to the firing line.
Hi.
This image itself is incredible.
Yeah. Holy cow, did I pick a good moment to come back in.
Yeah. My boy is very ill. No, honey, he's past ill. Oh,
He did.
okay. And so is she.
Mm-hmm. I don't know how to spell massacre.
And they're running horses through us too.
This is
Okay.
6. That's that.
Okay, Al, you're breaking up on me just a little bit.
You're breaking up on me.
Oh. No, that's not good.
Oh, dang. If only I had trusted myself.
Okay, well, that's good to know, Jen. Thank you. Uh-oh.
Cool.
I think
Perfect.
she's been shot.
Well, that is less perfect.
Oh, yep, she's definitely been shot.
Yep.
Anything else to note here? Young and potentially and beautiful. And she's just been shot. She's also very clearly a mother.
Yeah.
And potentially a widow based on what she's got going there as far as the veiling.
Yeah.
Yeah. The tension in this particular sequence still turns my stomach, and it's almost 100 years old. Yes, he did, Jonathan. Oh my goodness. Sorry.
Understandable. Those lions looked surprised.
Might be the only ones who are.
Mm.
Exactly. This is the part during which the
people
revolutionaries are the saviors.
Mm-hmm.
If you land, the troops will join you. Boy, that's some optimism there.
If you had been impressed by a group of people long enough, wouldn't you rise up?
What do you think I'm trying to do, Alex?
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly, Bartholomew. We just need a battle.
Get one that can go on land as well, like one of those amphibious deals. That might be the best way to go.
No. Airship.
Duck boats.
Duck boats. There we go.
Yep. Oh, believe me, I've seen what a fleet of those can look like in Boston. Can you imagine just those just trucking down the street, just all like 3 or 4 of them across a line?
Oh boy.
Right of the Valkyries going in the background.
Beautiful. Oh, wow.
In that moment, did you see the gathering storm clouds? Duck, 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 boat. Perfect.
What do? Run around? What do you run around? Ooh. A wild game indeed.
Play Duck, Duck, Goose. I'm starting to wonder.
I mean, it kind of seems like they're playing lethal tag right now.
Lethal tag? Alex, that's called combat.
Yeah. You're it. Forever.
That's a oh God. That's the sounds of our house, I think.
Oh no.
Oh yes.
Duck Duck Revolution.
I love that too.
Oh boy. Tag, you're dead indeed.
Man. No backsies. Oh, not without a necromancer. Hard to breathe. Oh, because people keep talking? Well, yeah, I can see it.
Yeah. Everybody's tired.
Well, yeah. That's what happens when you revolt.
Yeah.
You need a nap afterwards.
Oh, absolutely.
Okay, Jen, your Duck Duck Revolution reminds me of something that I think showed up when I was working on my dissertation.
Oh.
Dance, Dance, Revolutionary War.
What?
Oh, you don't remember that, Alex?
Area War?
Dance, Dance, Revolutionary War.
Oh. Oh, Revolutionary War. Beautiful.
Yeah. That one, I believe, was a Sounds of Our House that came out circa the time that you and John were playing the History Channel's Civil War video game.
Yeah, to help you with your research.
That's right. which led to, we're playing Mom's Research.
Yeah.
Love it.
I mean, we were.
You were, absolutely. Oh, and by the way, for the book, that is something we're going to have to revisit.
Yeah. Lovely.
Looking forward to that. Okay, so we've got a couple of ships now that... Okay, excuse me. We have a squadron of ships now. And how are you going to get across the idea of, hey, comrades, we have overthrown our officers. You should do the same.
Good question.
Join us, brothers.
Screw that, Nintendo.
I mean, after the massacre at Odessa.
Well, now that they've had the
Good.
news,
Yeah.
time to do something about it.
Mhm.
All right. Signaling one to another.
Sure seems like they're trying.
So apparently, this film was considered dangerous.
Really?
As a piece of propaganda, it was considered very dangerous. So much so that it has been banned at various times in the US and France. Ew. Your dad just brought me something sweet.
Most excellent.
Yes, he is. Yeah, so in addition to being banned at various times in the United States and France, and again, this is coming from Roger Ebert, and for a longer time than any other film in British history, even Stalin banned it at a time when mutiny was considered to be against the Soviet Party line.
Dang.
Well, Kat, fortunately, that shouldn't be a problem next week.
Yeah.
Now, remember, too, that we're watching this without a soundtrack. So even though we wouldn't be getting dialogue, there would still be music that would kind of give us a cue. Okay, excuse me. Would give modern viewers a cue as to how this was supposed to be feeling for us.
We're missing a whole aspect of that, of this, and it truly is tragic.
It is. But the other thing to note here is that although the film didn't have music attached to it as part of a score, quite often films like this could be sent out with recommendations as far as here's the music you are going to want to play when you are accompanying this film in a theater.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Whoa. Nice pistons. Nice machinery action. I would not want my hand anywhere near that, but
No.
you do you, dude. Ooh.
Well, if you were looking for something that implied speed, this
Yeah.
is the way to do it. By using a montage of mechanical parts.
We're going full steam ahead.
Precisely.
A choo-choo. Why are you... Okay, where are y'all aiming your guns? That really is an
Well,
important question.
It's possible that they're just trying to sight things right now. Remember, the Potemkin has declared a mutiny.
Yeah.
The other ships probably don't really have that information yet.
I've heard
So
a few scores
the Potemkin
associated
is
with
going
them.
in
I've
expecting
enjoyed...
a fight.
Yeah. Guns do look very happy.
Lovely.
Very alert.
Well, because the world needs more alerts.
Yeah. Clearly. There it is.
To note that editing things together was not something that was unique to the Soviets
Oh, of course
at
not.
all. But they were the ones who studied it and really did help to make it a regular part of the filmmaker's toolbox.
I mean, yeah, it's everywhere. This is the
It's all
most
your joke.
editing I've ever seen in a film.
Well,
It's...
my guess is this is the most editing you've seen in a film from this time period. You've
Yeah.
seen lots of films that have relied on montage. I mean,
True.
Star Wars comes to mind immediately.
That is what I meant. You are correct.
I don't know that George Lucas was necessarily inspired by Battleship Potemkin, but I do know that he was
Jeez.
very
Yeah.
inspired by other films that came out, other war films that came out.
I mean, Lucas has done plenty of editing on Star Wars.
Well, about that, Alex. For Star Wars, the person who was most responsible for editing that film into some kind of narrative sense was Lucas's ex-wife, Marcia.
Even post-release?
Post-release, probably not, but the original release, yes.
I'm only referring to post-release.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Yeah, in that instance, Lucas couldn't keep his paws off of it.
My point exactly.
Hey.
Are
Okay,
we good?
that's a shot.
Oh, yeah. Within firing range. Oh
You
boy.
may fire when ready. I know, Fiendy. The special editions just hurt my heart sometimes.
Yeah.
All against one. Interesting. I never fail to be both impressed and somewhat horrified by our ability as a species to develop tools of war.
Yeah. Well, you know, if there's something we can figure out, we'll figure it out. We just gotta give it time. And that includes killing each other.
Yeah, I'd like to stop having that happen. That would be good.
I agree. That would be preferable. Peace is great. We love peace.
Will they fire? Well, just remember, Alex, as the musical Rent teaches us, the opposite of war isn't peace.
It's creation.
Precisely.
Yeah. Oh, believe me, I love that music.
Okay. And now they're waiting to see, hey, are we just going to be cannon fodder? Or are we going to be okay? So they've gone with the lower your weapons approach. Once again, if you needed a film version of collectivism, it's a good thing, this would be the film.
Yeah.
But the heads of the Tsar's generals rang a brotherly cheer. Okay, I hope they know they're not getting their hats back after that.
Yeah.
It's not like when you go to graduation.
Yeah, y'all are out on the open ocean.
Probably not.
Mm-mm.
Some form of headwear is advised.
Think.
Oh, dang.
Oh
That's
no! Well, I do believe that is the end.
it. Yeah.
They've joined forces, and thus, the end.
Yeah. We all know what happens from there. It's, you know, history. Anyway.
All right. So, that is our Soviet night.
And capitalism was destroyed globally forever. Yeah.
You want to talk about a fairy tale?
Yeah, no kidding.
Well,
yeah.
so we've watched something that is at least moderately historically based.
Mm-hmm.
We could potentially keep up with that historical bent and watch Ben-Hur next week.
We could?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah.
In this case, instead of Charlton Heston, we have Francis X. Bushman as the titular Ben-Hur.
Solid.
So, sound like a good
I look
plan?
forward to it.
All right. Well, if that's the case, that's all we've got for tonight.
Yeah. So let's see. Is anybody available to raid?
Oh, and by the way, Kat, Japanese silent film is a little tougher to find. I did actually go looking. And we don't really see a whole lot happening with Japanese cinema during the silent period. It's once sound comes in that we see a whole lot flooding in.
It's like the maids are
we can
still
definitely
alive,
look for
but I
Ocean.
imagine they'll be ending off
Cindy,
here.
excuse me, Fiendy, thank you so much for coming. It's been just lovely to spend time with you.
Alright.
Alrighty.
Thank you all for joining.
Yeah. And what's that you always say, Alex?
Hope you have a good day, night, whatever it is, wherever you are. And I hope to see you next time. Bye-bye.
Take care. Good night.